Hello world, Rick here, and it is now Veda Day 18. So if you don't know what Veda is, it's vlog every day in August. And I have been participating. There are several people, not just several, I should say, dozens of them that are participating. Some in lesser capacity don't do every single day. I missed one out of the 18, but I've been doing pretty well other than that day. And there was a short question, which I should go, if we go over to the, and here we go with that again. Just keep forgetting to mention, but the Savvy Sexy Social website for SSSVEDA is a YouTuber who's organized this part of it, which is she put out a calendar, give you topics to go through. So if you're thinking about doing Veda and you don't have any topics, go over to that site, which I'll try to remember to put down in the links below or in the description rather. And you can use one of their topics. Today's topic happened to be, well, do you travel or would you rather stay at home or travel is most kind of what it said. And I won't get too much into it, but that was the question for the day. And some people will go with a question, like a few videos I watched today. A few videos I watched today, they went through that and did the subject. Mine is not going to be about that. Today I will be talking tech again, and I did a tech video not too long ago, last week sometime I think it was, on future technology. This is going to be on current technology. It's actually going to be about aircraft, and the name of the aircraft is Airlander 10, which is, it's an airship, and now is classified as the world's largest aircraft. And before I go into that, let me give you a picture of what is the largest aircraft in service at the moment, because that was just a maiden flight. So they're going to do obviously more test flights, and it has not gone into service yet, but it is still can be classified as the world's largest aircraft. And let me give you a little bit of information while I pop up a picture here. Now this is a picture of the Antonov AN-225. This is classified as a strategic airlifting aircraft. Basically, it's a cargo ship, but this thing is massive. This thing runs at the length of have the width of the wingspan, but the length of the aircraft is 276 feet, meaning it's just 24 feet short of a football field. We go into some of the other information that I was picking up with Wikipedia and off the internet. This is Google information. You can see it for yourself. 276 feet in length. It weighs in at 628,000 plus pounds and has a range of 9,569 miles. And it runs for a cost of 200 to 250 million US dollars. Now, this is a Russian aircraft, and it was first, the first the word I'm looking for. It's not commissioned. It was the first flight. What I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to read from this. Let me go back to the picture. The first flight was in 1988, December 21st. And oddly enough, this is a one-of-a-kind vehicle. The only one that, from what I've read, this is the only vehicle of its type in existence. Not of its type, of that specific model in existence. And there are other heavy carrying aircraft or heavy lifting aircraft. U.S. has some, and Russia has some others, but this just happens to be the biggest one in service. If I go back to the information to see, there's another picture there. What we call it? The ultra heavy. It can carry ultra heavy and oversized freight, which is what it's used for. Now, this particular aircraft, go back to the picture so you can, was put in mothballs basically for 8 years. So it just was used, and then it brought us back, and now it's back in service and being used to carry large loads, which in this case was 440,000 pounds is, let's see what I'm looking at here. Cargo, I was reading it before, and I need to do a little bit better job of remembering. But I want to go back into some of the history of this. It was partially built during the late 1980s. And I said it did. First flight was 1988. And then it was following the collapse of the Soviet Union back in 1991, they canceled the program. And I said, like I said, it was mothballed for like 8 years. But by 2000, the need for additional A-25 capacity had become apparent. So the decision was made in December 2006 to complete the second A-25. So this is different information than I was reading in another spot, which if you're doing this kind of thing, it's always good to have several sources so that you can correct yourself if needed to be. The second airframe was scheduled for completion in 2008, then delayed. By 2009, the aircraft had not been completed and work was abandoned. So I might be right about this. In May 2011, the Antonov CEO is reported to have said that the completion of the second five will, with a carrying capacity of 250 tons, requires at least $300 million. So it appears from this article that it's not, the second one's not done. But again, the first one is still in commission right now and being used. And in 2013, projects used the purpose-built modification to the A-25 as a mid-air launch pad, which is interesting. But this was actually just a side thing that I read. So this is why I'm kind of not up on every information for it. But again, this was considered, or right now is considered the largest aircraft in service. However, the A-Lander 10 is now the largest aircraft. And we'll get you a picture of this. As you can see, like I said, this is an airship. So it definitely is not doesn't have the weight of the other, because now it looks like it's like a rigid frame, but it's not. It's just rigid because of all the gas that's filling up the volume, and you can see where it kind of has some frame to it, but not like you would think something like the Hindenburg, where it was. If you ever saw footage of the crash, you could see that there was a whole skeleton around the Hindenburg, surrounding the Hindenburg in all this gas. Now this one is helium, not hydrogen, and that's why the Hindenburg went up in flames. Or today, or not today, the 17th was its maiden flight. and which was Wednesday. It took to the skies Wednesday, making a maiden flight. Let me give you some of the statistics about this. I'll go back to for the ship is that the Airlander is, like I said, it's an airship. Remember I just told you about the Antonov AN-25 being 276 foot long. This is 302. Now it doesn't have it's far smaller wingspan at only about 140 feet, but that's some 25. Let me see if we can go to math. One of these days when I'm not doing it live and I'm going to script these things, it's going to look a little bit different. It's that puts it at let's say it was 20 something. I don't know why I'm trying to do the math. I'm having difficulty doing the math, but it's 20 something feet longer. And that's no, there was one other thing that I wanted to do. It actually, so I showed you a picture. We'll just go ahead and look at it in flight. Go ahead and give you a full screenshot there. If for some reason the videos, and this is just one of those little things that happen once in a while, it's little technical issues. Let me go ahead and back it down to a normal size, and that'll usually doesn't. This is the first time it's been choppy like this, but you can see that definitely something that's you don't see in the skies all that often. And this is going to also be considered, although not near like the Antonov AN-225. It's going to be it's a heavy lifting vehicle. This particular one will carry 20 tons, and then they said they're going to make another model. It's going to carry 5 times that, or almost 100 tons, which is a lot for something that's basically balloon. Well, a blimp. I mean, if you've ever seen like the, let me go ahead and close that one. If you've ever seen like the Goodyear blimps, which I don't know if they're anymore in service. I used to live outside of Houston, and we had a blimp hangar that was right outside of my subdivision, and it would fly over the subdivision, going somewhere, obviously, but you would hear it, and it made a lot of noise. This one makes a lot of noise too. Oh, that was one of the things that it runs on four 8V8 engines, and that supplies power that lets it go up to a maximum speed of 92 miles an hour. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the range was about 2,000 miles, and it can stay aloft. It can stay aloft for like 5 days, which is it's going to be useful. They think about using it for airlifting heavy cargo to remote areas where there's no landing strips, because this can just come in, hover, and then land. As opposed to a plane, of course, needs, especially something like that, and it probably definitely needs a long runway. If you think that's even bigger than the 747 is. And I guess that's about it on the story. Just wanted to show this a little bit of tech news. I just found this on the internet today. and I found it interesting. I thought I'd just pass it along. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to subscribe. And I'll be back here tomorrow for Veda Day 19. See you then. Bye.